and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Spartan Coliseum. Today's game features your undefeated 5th in the state Spartans, led by Coach Howard, against the 7th-ranked district rivals, the Bolingbrook Raiders. Today has all the ingredients to be a historical game. I'm Phil Weissek. Alongside me are my co-hosts, Mr. Tel Relsteb and Sam Koppel. And Sam is going to be here giving you the starting lineup. So Sam, go ahead and take it away.
All right, so far visiting Bolingbrook. At number 1, at guard, Joseph Yesufu. And at number 3, Caleb Thornton. At number 5, Jordan Myrick. Number 10, Damari Grant. And the man in the middle, Joseph Sirocco. And starting for your Spartans, at guard we have number 1, Khalil Blakeney. At number 3, with our man in the middle, number 3, DeAndre Heckert. He's not our man in the middle. DeAndre Heckert's our guard. It's my fault. Number 10, our man in the middle, Dante A. Johnson. At number 24 in our forward, Destin Whitaker. And number 0, Eddie Creel.
Yep. So we now have Mr. Relsteb up in the box with us. Welcome. What a game for you to just jump in on.
I know. It's been a while since I've done a football or a basketball game. I've usually done the football season, but Mr. Stefanski couldn't be here tonight, so I'm glad to step in and maybe bring some professionalism to the broadcast booth tonight. But all in all, you know, it should be a great matchup. As you guys said, it's 2 top 10 teams in the Chicagoland Sun-Times poll. And, both teams coming in undefeated. Romeoville coming in at 7-0. Bolingbrook coming in at 6-0. A Valley View contest. You know, what better you can ask for on a Wednesday night?
Oh, definitely. And it's funny you talk about bringing some professionalism up to the booth. I mean, if it wasn't for you or Sam, I mean, you got a soccer guy up here. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for Sam being here, I mean, he's the one he said he's been doing some coaching himself, so.
Yes, I do coach a 7th and 8th grade team.
Yeah, you can definitely bring some insight tonight to the. But you got to imagine both teams are going to try to get a quick start. I would assume it's going to be a very fast tempo game, as both teams like to run up and down the court quick. And we're about to tip off.
Definitely. I mean, the atmosphere is crazy. We got a sellout here. I mean, I think that's the first time I can say that for one of our basketball games. All 1,500 tickets were purchased and sold. So, I mean, we have at least 500 from Bolingbrook. They all sold out. Our student section sold out. It looks like we've got Christmas attire on both sides. Yeah. We apologize if you can't see the score or time. We'll try to keep you up on that as much as we can. So here we go.
So this packed house, as we're about to kick off 32 minutes of high school action, and the opening tip goes to the Spartans. And Eddie Creel puts it in for 2.
And talk about an addition, Eddie Creel, a transfer from Joliet West. What a great transfer. I mean, he's one of the captains of our team now.
And that's going to be a quick foul on number 1, Khalil Blakeney.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how these refs kind of handle this high priority game here, if they're going to call it tight or they're going to let them play a little bit.
I would imagine they don't want to get it. Could be a little chippy out there, so I would imagine they're probably going to call it semi-tight.
Looks like a block.
And that's going to be knocked out of bounds, but ball will remain with the Spartans. So we have a quick 2-0 lead for the Spartans in the first 23 seconds of the game.
I think keys here from the past games that I've seen is we've come out quick in the first quarter, but then it seems like we get kind of tired and we stop moving the ball around. Oh, that's a dangerous pass. That's going to be Bolingbrook's ball.
And so that is going to be a turnover. Yep. And so Bolingbrook goes into a full court press trap, and the Spartans turn the ball over.
What I was saying is we need to continue to move the ball around just as quick as we were in the first period. Oh, that's a nice move right there by number 3, Thornton.
Yeah, that's a nice up and under. Looked like the Spartans were in a little bit of a zone.
Normally they do play man. We've seen they primarily play man and defense these past games.
There's
a drive.
That's a nice take by DeAndre Heckard.
And here's Bolingbrook with their pressure right away. Number 10. Oh, I'm telling you, it looks like the refs might let him play. It's a tough no call.
You know, our two offenses are running the same with Bolingbrook and Romeoville. We're both running really fast pace, and we've seen that right from the start.
It's going to come down to like who tires out first, it seems like. The other team's going to have the upper hand.
So we have our first substitution as number 23, Tyler Cochran, comes into the game for the Raiders. So that's Whitaker for 3. And then Cochran brings the board, or gets the board, bringing it up down the court, and he slips.
I think what we're seeing right here is a lot of nerves a little bit.
I think so.
Whitaker over here shooting usually 54% from behind the arc. Normally does not miss, you know. And then right there, as you can see, just kind of slips with nobody around him.
So Bolingbrook in a man-to-man. And Blakeney, sorry. And that's another turnover.
Myrick's
and that's off to number 5, Jordan Myrick with the bucket.
So early on, we got a 4-4 game. Only 2 minutes in. Creel's going to bring it up. Oh, it's nice defense by Myrick right there.
You see this fast tempo, and
that looked like traveling.
Yeah. He was looking to be bailed out with a call, but the ref called it right with the travel.
And it looks like that's the second time now where Bolingbrook's come down. They've kind of relied on the refs to get the foul call, and they haven't gotten it. Definitely playing into the refs, letting them play tonight.
Yeah, you can see that Bolingbrook's definitely trying to attack the middle of the court.
I'm all for trying to get that transition bucket, but at some point you got to see that maybe we should just bring it back and
there's a nice drive by Eddie Creel for another nice 2 points.
Keep possession.
So he's got 4 out of 6 points for the Spartans. Another up and under, but the big man there for the putback.
Sirocco.
And this game is notched back up at 6.
That's that defense right there I was talking about during pregame, where we got to make sure we stay on our man on the underneath or behind us.
We saw they had a bit of a there's a nonsense turnover by
Heckard.
Yeah. But we saw that also with the Oswego East game where we were kind of letting the big man control down there.
Oh yeah.
On they were getting a lot of boards.
Oswego East.
Yeah, Oswego East.
He was dominating Johnson in the first thing there.
And
there's a nice box out by Creel.
They're out.
It's over to Blakeney with the dunk. That gets the crowd going, and more importantly, puts the Spartans up. Bolingbrook looking to answer, off the mark, but the big man gets the board, and another turnover is caused.
See, like this right here, I don't think there's a need for it. Johnson, almost had the block. It looks like number 5. We got his number 5 there. Myrick's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
It's a foul on Destin Whitaker.
Oh, was that 24 that went up? That was Whitaker?
Yeah.
I thought that was Johnson.
It looked like, that was Whitaker.
Yeah, that was on Whitaker. That's going to be his first, team second.
It's going to be interesting when this game slows down, I feel like.
Yeah, so at 4.5 minutes, Myrick puts gets the bounce.
You've got number 11, Michael Salters, coming in for Destin Whitaker right now. The first free throw by Jordan Myrick is good. And hit the second, it's going to tie the game at 8-8.
Oh.
And Bolingbrook jumps into a press.
He's going to go off of the defender's foot. Still Romeoville ball.
That's something that Romeoville is going to have to answer, how to match up with Bolingbrook's press. Did a nice job moving the ball past half court, and that's Blakeney with a quick shot up and in.
In true Stefanski form, I think that was about a 30-footer.
That's a 30-footer. And you would say kaboom.
And Blakeney's out to a fast start now. He got the crowd going with the dunk, and now he's hit the three.
That's his 5th point.
There's some help by Salter, but a dish to his man.
And he can't
Gotta
finish.
be able to pick this up. There you go.
And that's Doncier. Passes it over to Blakeney, over to Salter.
He can't handle the pass.
And couldn't quite connect there. Oh, there's a turnover.
Oh, that's got to be and one, huh? Wow.
And this is
It's
fast tempo, but it's getting a little sloppy, actually.
I think you see a lot of nerves coming into play for these guys.
And that's Cochran from the corner off the mark.
That's a quick jump ball right there.
And
I
the
couldn't
ball
even
will
speak
remain
right
with
now.
the Raiders. I mean, there's been a lot of nice one-on-one moves, but it really hasn't amounted to much of anything.
It's a lot of turnovers. There's been a lot of turnovers this game already.
I mean, even if you take away the state ranks from both these teams, this is still just a game you want to beat your district rivals. Now you add in, you're talking about some of the 2 top teams in the state.
And that's Cochran for 3. So this game's tied back up at 11.
And they're going to
see something that I've seen Bolingbrook is trying to do is anytime that they can trap, they're definitely trying to to put pressure on the ball and cause turnovers, and they've been pretty successful at that.
And that was a foul on Joseph Serico, number 24, and he just or number 45, and he just subbed out.
You got number 33 Ratcliffe checking in for Bolingbrook, who I think was a student of RHS either a year ago or 2 years ago. Salter here for 3.
And that is up and in for Salter.
It's going to make us 2 from 3 from behind the arc.
Bolingbrook looking to answer quick. Off the mark. Big board by Heckard.
And there they go. They're running again. They're running it.
Oh, and that's an alley-oop from Blakeney to Creel. As Romeoville takes a 16-11 lead.
And that 2:42. I'm not sure if this is a timeout or a technical foul.
No, there's a technical foul.
For slapping the backboard, I think, after the alley-oop is what I'm going to say.
Yep, that's a technical foul, looks like, on Eddie for slapping the backboard right after the alley-oop.
And then you know what? Things like this can come back to bite you in a close game.
And Joseph puts it up and in.
I mean, yeah, theoretically, if he makes this 3 throw, I mean, you're looking at those 2 points. Those 2 points are kind of nulled.
I mean, that little time break right there kind of takes your crowd out of it. Those 2 free throws take the crowd out of it. You lose all momentum you just gained. So here's one of our newest members to our varsity squad here. He's a freshman, number 21, Isaiah Barnes. We were talking about him last game, how it's kind of impressive to be getting minutes on a top-ranked team in the state as a freshman.
And he's had good games. I mean, I think during that first tournament that we were in, he was our leading scorer. So not only is he getting minutes, he can play.
So Romeoville in man-to-man, and they were able to find the Ratcliffe underneath.
They kind of just let him have that there, too.
So this is where we need to kind of realize it. When we're down or when they're trapping us, how are we going to fix it? Salter
There's
again.
Salter from the corner.
Salter gets his own rebound.
And Cochran comes down with the ball.
And here they go to push.
Nice ball movement on the Raiders.
Here's the problem we're giving. We're giving all these fast guards on the outside 5 yards of space. So when they get the ball, they're already going towards the middle of the lane here. We're trying to go out to them. They're beating us on the inside.
And that's going to send Murick to the line for a second time now, and that foul is on 21, Isaiah Barnes.
Yeah, offensively, that's what they try to do. They try to attack the lane anytime that they can.
By the way, did you do that replay that we just saw?
No.
During timeouts, we like to do Sam Koppel-Keppel's replay of the quarter.
That's 2 missed free throws for Murick.
So we're 16-15 Spartan lead with just under 2 minutes remaining in first quarter action.
See, I like that we're still moving around just as much, not stagnant. Here we go, bring it back out and reset. Got lucky there on a poke. Creel's gonna take it in. He's gonna draw the foul. Looks like on number 33, Ratcliffe, or is it gonna go on number 10, Grant? Ratcliffe.
Looks like it's, number 33.
Tell you what, this is a high-scoring, fast-paced first period.
Yeah, it looks like the Spartans are trying to run a little kind of a flex offense, which is kind of like motion, trying to spread the floor out and attack any weaknesses.
Creel's got one-on-one and thinks it's a mismatch.
And just a little too much, and that's going to be Whitaker on the foul.
I'm okay with that play, to be honest with you. If we can get one of our best players one-on-one on the block down there, why not?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you know, he's a scorer, and you put him in a position to score, and you like your chances there.
I mean, we've got him shooting 68% from the field on the 3 games that he's played.
So that's Cochran off the mark, and another board. That's Ratcliffe.
Gotta box out, guys. There's a scrum down there.
And Creel comes away with the ball. It's over to Salter, drives.
Oh, it's a nice poke by Cochran. But it's gonna be poked out of bounds. But that's one of the problems we've had is boxing out. We're giving too many. Where's the alley-oop at? You gotta draw the arrow for that.
That's quality.
You gotta eliminate their second chances. And here's Barnes for 3. And he's
way off the mark. He's got to turn around that. Oh. And luckily that wasn't a good pass, but Isaiah needs to turn around on that on defense. I don't think he saw.
Oh, he saw him. I just don't think he believed that pass could make it there.
That may be it too.
So we're in the last 30 seconds of the game. The Spartans have a 1-point lead, 16-15. We got to take care of that ball.
There's a turnover by Cochran, and he puts it up and in, and that's going to be Bolingbrook taking the lead, 17-16 with just under 20 to go. Looks like the Spartans are going to hold the ball for maybe the last shot, but Creel sees an opening, drives the lane, and he's blocked.
Ratcliffe with 2. Oh!
And that's going to be Ratcliffe on the foul, putting, is that number 22, DeMonte Dale, to the line.
It's going to be Ratcliffe's second foul. So he's going to get in foul trouble early, and you know what? After just seeing those 2 dominant blocks right there, that could help the Spartans then later on in the game if they have to take them out to protect them.
That's a smooth-looking shot.
And we're going to see if the Spartans' free-throw woes continue because that first game against first home game against Oswego East, I'll tell you, it was not pretty.
I heard, though, that's how we beat who did we play that next game? I can never remember their name. 15th in state.
Creek, or Hills.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest.
We won by 6, I think, and it's because we hit 6 free throws towards the end of the game.
So Salter with a half quarter off the mark, and at the end of 1, we've got a 17-17 tie.
Did you expect anything else? Let me tell you. Sam, I mean, the camera is right next to you. If they give you the nod, I mean, we can do the instant replay of the first quarter. We got to see if they give you the nod, so wait to see if they give it to you. Man, what a high pace first quarter. I don't think either team kind of slowed down there.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely run and gun, and you know, at times it was a little sloppy on both teams, but you know, there has been some pretty good defense. I think overall, Bolingbrook's probably played a little bit more solid on the defensive side, causing some turnovers. But, you know, the Spartans have answered with some huge plays. You know, that massive alley-oop dunk, hitting, you know, a couple of nice threes. And, you know, Eddie Creel, you know, 6 points in this opening quarter. You know, he's had a solid start to the game.
You know what? Again, though, I think we really just that alley-oop, great. You got the fans fired up, but you got to be smarter than to hit the backboard. You know that's a technical foul. You know, it takes the air right out of this arena. The one thing, though, that I've noticed is Bolingbrook has like a 2, 3, 4-man rotation, while Coach Howard over here is kind of set. I think he's only got 2 guys in or so. With
looks like Evan Lee though is checking in, so that's another man in there.
Giving Johnson a breather, his first breather. And I believe Creel's starting off too.
And I think Evan's brother put it best to us pregame to me and Mr. Ralstav that Evan is a very solid defensive presence.
He boxes out the best that I've seen on our team.
Yeah, he boxes out the best, and, you know, we see a lot of our run and gun offense going, and he is that defensive pillar, I think, for us that kind of, you know, anchors us down and makes sure we're still putting up a good defense.
I want you to see how he boxes out every time Bolingbrook shoots. So the Spartans are coming out here. We got Salter, we got Heckard, we got Blakeney, Evan Lee, and then we finish out with Whitaker as our 5. So Creel and Johnson.
That's Lee. Checks back in for the bucket. So that's Lee's first 2 points.
That's great defense there by Whitaker.
They're forcing Cochran to go back out, but right.
Yep. That helped defense by Lee kind of opened
and that's
up.
That's Sirocco with the 2.
They left it right there for him, too.
That's Cochran, number 23. All these, like, cross-offs would throw me off. Was that 23?
That was 45. That was...
Yeah, so it was Cochran. We're talking about who made that last shot.
That was Sirocco.
Who was this guy?
No, it was Sirocco.
Oh, I don't know where I'm looking. This game's going everywhere.
Man, does Mr. Ralstav bring some professionalism into this booth.
And a block there. Oh, it's a charge by Evan Lee.
Man.
Trick of all trades here.
You know what? He's got a little smile running down the court, too.
And Evan does not display a lot of emotion during these games. I've played with him. I've seen him play. Evan is not someone who talks a lot, and so definitely tell he's excited to get that call. There's DeAndre putting the handles in Khalil for 3. He's going to miss.
Blakeney off the mark. With Salter with the long rebound. Blakeney again. Long jumper.
In and out for Blakeney. And another
that's a turnover. Whitaker, a nice save over to Blakeney. Down to Lee.
Oh.
Lee a little too strong, but gets his own rebound, puts it up and in.
4 points real quick for Evan Lee here.
And he is sparking this offense. And there he goes again trying to help, and he leaves Sirocco wide open, but...
No call. Sirocco looking for the foul. Trying to give it to the hot hand. And a charge going the other way.
Sirocco will pull what Evan Lee just did, and he'll get that charge call. Which is interesting. I remember we were talking about last game how it's hard for refs. It's very subjective, that charge call. And, you know, I either feel like refs will give it to you a lot or they're usually going to call a blocking. But it looks like so far refs are giving the defense the
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Eddie Creel checks back in for Salter. And then for the Raiders, we got Burford. Just so hard to say for me. I don't know why. Checking in.
And he's going to get.
And that is going to be a foul
right away.
He was boxing his man out on a pick.
I tell you what, that was a football move.
It was. And Dale checks in, giving Blakeney a breather. So Heckard's going to run our offense here. See if we try going back to the big man Lee here. I feel like he's got a mismatch if we give him the ball.
Yeah, because Lee does have some height.
There's a quick trap.
He's going to look for Evan again.
Oh, he's got to go to that ball, though.
And that's going to be a turnover. Yep.
He goes to that ball. He turns. He's got a wide open layup. I feel
just like in football, you got to catch the ball first.
I feel with Sirocco out here, we've got. Oh, and Evan Lee just checks out. So maybe Johnson could take advantage. of this matchup with Sirocco out, taking a breather.
Oh, and that's a huge block by Dale.
And they're out again.
Eckert pushing it. And
that's going to be a travel. Oh,
all of that show for
almost a nice move.
And I have to say, you know what did it? He tried to go around his
the bat.
body.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that will be a travel call. That is not an easy move to do in a game.
So 2.5 in.
It just took a little too long.
Yeah.
Spartans are up 21-19.
Ball's going to go to Cochran. Cochran's going to drive in.
Great defense.
He's looking to
by
kick
Witter.
it out.
Right back out.
That's the defense you need right there. Oh, Johnson. That's going
to be a block. Yep.
What I didn't like there is Johnson completely left the paint wide open. Let your big man go long. Make him prove they can shoot out that far. You got to be there for help defense.
And that'll send Caleb Thornton to the line for 2 now.
So with 5:03, 21-19 lead for the Spartans. It's been a very tight contest throughout this entire first half.
I'll tell you.
Very back and forth.
I have to think of this fan section as playing a role on these guys missing some of their free throws. I mean, I'm sorry for being 7th ranked in the state, even though I know we shouldn't be talking about free throw woes because we have them. I know
Put the
I'd
hex
be
on
nervous
them.
if
Yeah.
I had them right there screaming and yelling at me.
Here's that full court pressure again where they trap, but we got a break here, 4-on-1.
And that's
a tough no call. I don't know how that's not traveling.
And Bolingbrook got a timeout.
Yeah. I don't know.
They I think the refs let that one go a little bit longer than probably what they should have, but Bolingbrook does get the timeout. That's their first timeout of the game. And so we're at 21-20 with 4:53 remaining in the first half.
We got to put that basket away, 4v1. You know, you did a great job breaking the full court press and the trap.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get over this.
Hey, we're still waiting for that
wild.
nod to give the replay of the first quarter. So whenever the cameraman up here gives Sam Koppel the nod, we'll go ahead and let Sam
He's the man with 3 last names, huh?
He thinks it's pronounced Cup L or something like that.
No.
Capel?
So no, the running joke here is that no one can pronounce my last name.
All right, hold on. Spell it for him.
It is Koeppl.
Yeah, I had you in class.
Yeah. But the O is silent, and there's basically a U in front of before the or in between the P and the L, so it's Keppel.
Keppel.
So
Mr. Keppel.
Yeah, off the timeout, it's Bolingbrook's ball.
So we are in a man-to-man defense. Once again, trying to attack that lane.
There's
they kick out
Cochran
for 3.
And
that boxing out.
And number 40 comes down with the board. And a wide-open 3.
Clemens.
And that is off
There's
the mark.
a great rebound right there by Johnson.
And there's Heckert from the corner.
They're just not falling right away like they were in the beginning.
There's Heckert with a heads
Creel
up.
with a good look, short.
We got
Creel comes down with it.
I think we got to reset and score here. We try right into Dante, that mismatch. And he can't.
And just a little too strong.
But again, I'm all right with that if we keep going to Johnson. Oh, we got to stop that though.
I'm surprised there's no kick ball there.
And that's number 40 with the up and in, Burford.
It's hard to say, man.
Burford.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
This cross-court pass.
I know, you just gave me that look like, oh, how's he going to say it?
Yep.
There's Dante.
There's Johnson, yes.
With the easy 2 points right in there.
Putting us back up by 1.
It's kind of exposing that mismatch that Mr. Isaac was talking about with Dante against Burford.
And that's Cochran for 3.
That's going to be, it's going to give the Bolingbrook a 25-23 lead now.
And they go into a press. Romeoville does a nice job of breaking it,
Cochran
but
back to the block or poke out.
The ball was just knocked out of bounds at the last moment. Dante was looking for the big dunk.
It looked like a miscommunication there, too, because Eddie came right back up to Dante and was kind of, I think, trying to explain to him that a bit of a miscommunication on that play. I don't think they wanted Dante going up.
There's Dante. Yep. And he's going to go to the line for 2. We'll
Right
see
here.
who that one was called. I
That's
think that was on number 1, Joseph Yesufu. I said if that was on Sirocco,
I thought it
Both
was
big
on
men,
Sirocco,
no.
but no.
So that's going to be both teams have 6 fouls. So the next foul for each team is going to put the other to the line for a 1-on-1.
It's going to make it a 1-point game with that made 3 throw by Dante. It's going to be a 25-24 game now. Bolingbrook has the 1-point lead. I'll tell you, I think making 3 throws is huge in this game, and he is off the mark there. But making 3 throws will be huge, not giving him up. And there he goes again.
I can't believe that's not a kick ball either. Guess it hit his shin.
Oh, there's Sirocco with the up and in.
And there we go, trying this fast.
And there's Hecker trying to answer quickly.
Is that flagrant or?
And that's
I'm not sure.
that's going to be on number 1. So Joseph Yesufu picks up 2 quick fouls.
That's another subjective call there, the whole flagrant. Like, that's a clear path foul. Did he go for the ball? Because that looked like it didn't even come close to the ball. It looked like it went right across his chest.
Yeah, clear path is usually called right before half court,
Okay.
and that's usually when it's literally a one-on-one and they grab him just because they don't want him to break away. That's not I don't see that called much even in college or NBA level. That's not.
You kind of see it more in the NBA
Yeah,
than in
college.
college.
It's DeAndre who
Heckard is our best free throw shooter here,
looks like Evan Lee will check back in for Dante.
shooting at 90%.
That's pretty good.
Where
Yeah.
we want him
Yeah.
be shooting our free throws here.
If there's a clutch situation,
19
you
for
want Hecker to
21.
the line.
Now this is interesting that Dante, we're giving him a breather, but now it's Evan on number 45, Sirocco, and that's kind of a mismatch there for it looks like Evan in terms of size, but
Well,
we'll
let's
see what Coach Howard's thinking here with putting a smaller man on.
And there's Sirocco battling underneath, and he uses that size to his advantage. And
Well, that's
puts
also
the,
Evan, that's also Evan trying to help out again and leaving that man wide open.
puts
He's
the
kind of
Raiders
break-
up by 3, and there's
Evan.
Evan Lee
Oh.
underneath.
He hit the.
Gotta put that back, like goaltending there, huh?
That looked like goaltending. He shook that basket when the ball was still there.
And Johnson's going to come back in here, I believe, for Evan Lee. Just coach wanted to talk to him real quick. Up and over. That is number 10. I don't have it on me.
Damari
right
Grants.
So Bolingbrook on a little run here.
So they open up a 5-point lead with 2 minutes remaining in first half action here at Romeoville Coliseum.
What Stefanski labeled it.
And that's a big board by Bolingbrook. They're looking to push, and there's Cochran for 3.
Way off the mark.
And there's Salter with the board.
3 on 2, 4 on 2, 5 on 2. Can we get some points here?
We got to connect
There we
here,
go.
and that is Creel for 2. That's his 8th point of the game.
And here comes Grant right back down, pushing the tempo.
And there's a knockaway, and
That's all right. It's been tipped.
That was a tip, yep.
So we got 31-28 Bolingbrook with a minute and a half to go. You know what I've noticed is, has Blakeney been in this quarter?
he is.
He was
not.
early on in the quarter, he was. But it's been a few minutes.
He's going to drive, and
Oh, we
just off the
forgot
mark.
to box out Sirocco.
But Evan will still grab the rebound.
Nice job by Evan Lee.
And there we go. Run the ball up again with DeAndre.
Got a 4-on-3.
Nice
gonna-
pass
And there's
to
Creel.
There we go. We are back within 1 with under a minute to go.
It's making a 31-30 game. Bolingbrook's up by 1. Looks like Bolingbrook's trying to step back here and go slow.
1-on-1. Nice pass to Sirocco. That's great defense by Evan Lee.
And there we go,
We
outrunning
got a
again.
3-on-2. There's Creel.
Puts it in, giving the Spartans the lead again.
32-31 with 30 seconds remaining.
You know,
All started with Lee, let me tell you.
Yeah, and I think this is the game our Spartans want to play. They want to get out in front of the ball and get these quick scores. They want to press on the Bolingbrook. And you maybe hear the, that's going to be a foul. You can probably hear that echo of our fan section. They are really trying to get into Bolingbrook's head here.
So Yusufu is going to go to the line here to shoot 2. Man, that play is just like picture perfect basketball, I feel like. Had nice defense by Evan Lee, a tap out and a quick transition. Salter finds Creel underneath the basket.
That was Eddie Creel's 12th point he put up now. So definitely the Spartans in points. It's a made three throw by Joseph.
It's Yosufu.
Yosufu.
What I got
Yosufu.
from the
Yosufu.
stat guy from Bolingbrook.
Yeah, you guys probably heard me doing the
Yosef.
initial lineups. I said Yosef.
Yos-
That's
Yosef.
another made through, but Yosefu.
All right, so Bolingbrook has the 1 point advantage.
19 seconds left in the second quarter.
So we'll see what Coach Howard dials up here.
We've got Dantier in the far court.
Ball's over to Salter.
Oh,
there was some contact, no
back
foul.
again, 3v1.
But Heckard picks up the ball, and that's Padilla.
Blocked underneath and a turnover. So the Spartans will get another chance. This is Padilla's only second game back from injury, so he's still going to have a little rust on him.
And I think that was Padilla just not being aware where he
Where he
was
was.
under the basket.
Yep.
I think he was. I think he thought he was a bit farther away.
Because normally he goes for the dunk.
Yeah, he's one of those where he. Yeah. This
So we got
Bolingbrook
some-
still doing that full court with 4 seconds now. Let's see if Mike's going to hold on to the ball.
And there's Salter for three, and that just off the mark. So we go into the half with Bolingbrook with a 1 point, 33-32 lead over the Spartans.
So we're going to have, I'm not sure if it's still going to be 10 minutes or they're going to extend it to 15. But go ahead, sit back and enjoy our Spartanet dance team and our cheerleaders. So we'll be back with you here in about hopefully 10 minutes.
your Spartans, number 1, Khalil Blankney's out there with number 3, DeAndre Hecker, followed by number 24, Destin Whitaker, number 0, Eddie Creel, and number 10, Dante Johnson being the man in the middle. And for Bolingbrook, you've got number 5, Jordan Myrick out there with number 1, Joseph Yosefu, number 45, Joseph Sirocco, number 15, I think I'm looking at that right, or maybe not number 15.
Number 10.
Number 10,
Grant.
Damari Grant.
And number 3, Thornton.
So we are underway for the last 16 minutes of basketball, and that's a nice spin move up and in by number 5, Jordan Myrick.
That'll add to Bolingbrook's lead, making it 35-32.
That's his 6th point of the game.
Sirocco coming into the crowd for that steal.
So Creel leading the way for the Spartans in that first half with 12.
It looks like Bolingbrook's kind of spreading it around over there. You got Sirocco with 8. You got, is that Grant? No, Myrick with 6. And then you've got everybody else with 4, 3, and 2. So everybody on the starting lineup there kind of getting in on the action. To be honest with you, I see the only person on our team who doesn't have a point, which is surprising me, is Whitaker. And he's one of our best shooters from outside here.
And there's Dante with that lane opened up. And he slammed it home.
Sirocco going to push through. That's great defense by
And then
Johnson.
Sirocco puts it back up and in off his own board.
That's initial great defense there by Johnson, holding his ground, going straight up.
That'll keep Bolingbrook's lead at 3.
That's going to be a foul there. Going to put Heckert on the line.
That'll be a foul on number 5.
That's Myrick.
Yeah, Myrick.
That's going to be his first and team first.
And again, we're sending Heckert to the line, which is, you know,
That's the person you want.
That's who we want.
Would you say he was shooting 90% on the season?
Yep. We were talking about that, Rail Step, there during the halftime, how in a close game like this, you said it's going to come down to who's going to be more clutch. You know, and I feel like these free throws right here on either side are going to be kind of what wins it.
Yeah, I don't think either team has had a lead of more than 5 so far, and you know it's been a tight game, and you got to imagine it's going to continue to be a tight game all the way down the stretch.
Second 3 throw by DeAndre, both good. So DeAndre will again make his 2 3 throws. That'll make him 4 for 4 on the night.
So that eats into Bolingbrook's lead as they have a 1-point advantage over the Spartans.
Make Heckert, if they're going to put him one-on-one down that thing,
And
make
that's
him
going to
go
be
down.
a travel. Yep.
Let him go down. Let him draw the foul. Put
Took
him
a
at the
step
line.
before he dribbled. It's a very electric crowd tonight.
Here we go with that full court pressure again with the trap.
This is a nice job by the Spartans.
It's off his
And
leg.
then as soon as I give him credit,
Howard is not happy with that. I think he wants him to keep moving the ball. Don't dribble in the backcourt. Just move it up into our half.
And that's going to be a wide.
Creel's going to bring it up here. Out to Heckert. Oh, and they're not on the same page. Whitaker kind of started moving out towards the corner there. The what do we call it? That's not the elbow, is it? The elbow is on the free throw, correct?
Yes. It's that first little tick past that 3 throw line. There's an up and in move.
And he's going to go to the line for 2. That's Caleb Thornton.
And it looks like that's going to be on Blakeney here. That's going to be his 3rd foul, yep.
And that'll be the first team foul for the Spartans.
Looks like Salter's probably going to come in for him, putting Heckert as the point guard.
So Thornton up and in.
Number 23, Cochran's going to come in and give Sirocco a breather. Both teams shooting pretty well from the free throw
Thornton
line.
will make both of his 3 throws and makes it a 3-point lead again. For
So
the Spartans.
Bolingbrook with a quick trap. Whitaker does a nice, saw Salter and just overthrew him.
I think that's about 4 turnovers this full court press is kind of created here. There's Whitaker coming out. I believe that's Dale coming in. Spartans coming out in a man-to-man defense. Myrick's going to take a drive, and then.
And there's over to Cochran for about an 8-footer. And that gives the Raiders a 5-point lead at 41-36. Over to Salter, and just off the mark.
Got to start making these shots from outside the paint.
And there is Yesufu trying to push the tempo.
Creel coming right back down. I feel like this.
See if they can answer, and there's a turnover. We got a 3-on-1, and that's an alley-oop up and in. That's number 10, Damari Grant. And the Bolingbrook Raiders have their largest lead of the night at 7.
That was an important possession right there that we just turned over by Creel.
That was a nice timeout by Coach Howard.
Yeah, there's been
kind of try to calm things down, resettle everybody. You know, I had a couple of bad turnovers, off of the press. And so you're going to do everything you can to not let this game get out of hand. And so I'm sure that's what he's preaching to the players right now, and they'll battle back.
Yeah, I definitely think, though, we got to come up here with something on the offensive end.
Definitely need to get some points on this next
something to get this crowd back into it, something to get the players back into it. Because with these fast-paced offenses, how we're playing, a 7-point lead or a 7-point deficit is not that bad at all.
No, not at all. That's easily overcomable.
There's another
turnover.
Grant
now you got to play some good defense, and that's off the mark.
That's just
and nice job by Creel coming down with it, and they threw it to nobody.
Section.
Oh, it looks like a missed call, I think, by the refs for sure. That definitely hit off of a Raider hand.
Still, you got to take good care of the ball.
That was a pass to absolutely nobody
That's
on the team.
4 straight turnovers, and in this close game, you can't have that. There's Grant driving right down, and speaking of turnovers, it's going to go right.
I have to say, the Spartans, I mean, for how many turnovers we've been committing, we're lucky here to have only a 7-point deficit. I mean, that was a turnover, and they've missed 2 layups. I mean, this could be much worse, but we definitely need to fix the turnover.
That's a foul. Yep, on Grant. That's going to be an arm check. It looks like that time they didn't do the trap. They kind of left him one-on-one.
Yeah, which is odd because they had him in a good position to trap.
That, and they've produced 4 straight turnovers.
So we're 5 minutes to go, 43-36, Bolingbrook with the lead. This is our first look, I think, at some offense after, not being in a transition. Hacker going to drive, kick out to Salter, down to Creel.
Oh, it's in and out.
They're just not falling right now. And
there's a quick run and gun, and off the mark once again. A lot of missed shots here in this second half.
Oh.
And then there's a turnover. And Bolingbrook connects off of that. That's Jordan Myrick.
They're going to extend their lead to 9, and then with another turnover. Romeoville needs to find a solution here.
So with 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Bolingbrook with a 45-36 lead. And not the way that the Spartans wanted to start this second half.
We got Padilla checking in along with the freshman
Barnes.
So it looks like Heckard and Whitaker are going to take a seat. Oh, man.
Nice move over to Cochran. Up and in.
Thornton right there just went straight through our whole defense.
And that'll now put the deficit to double digits for
And there is another turnover. The Spartans just haven't had an answer for that press.
And this looks like a full timeout by Coach Howard. Man, Bolingbrook is just...
So they opened up a 13-point lead here, going from a 1-point lead at the end of the half to up by 13. And really the story of the game, or at least in this half, has just been turnovers. Just the Spartans just haven't been able to take care of the ball, and Bolingbrook has capitalized on that.
That full court press is just, we have no answer. Towards the end of the second quarter, I thought we had it figured out. Now it's I don't know. We're just throwing the ball away.
I mean, it's sloppy play on the Spartans.
Everything's going back to that Creel one where he threw it to no one. He was trying to pressure breaking it instead of just bringing it back. He just threw it to no one. And it has really sucked the life out of our fan crowd over here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get some points on this this possession here. And I mean, if you look at all the shots we made, they're inside the paint. Like you said, none of them have been falling besides those 2 3-pointers we had in the first quarter. It just hasn't been falling their way.
Yeah.
And here's the sad thing. Bolingbrook's doing this with Sirocco on the bench. Their main big man.
You know, they've been, they got some very quick guards, and
Thornton. I mean, that's like the
you know,
second or third time.
they're very quick to the ball.
So let's see off this timeout if the Spartans can have an.
Oh my dear, that is not what you want out of a timeout. And the ref's calling it that it was touched. I didn't see a Bolingbrook person near it. Did you?
They're calling
Everybody's confused.
Looks like
And that's going to be Romeoville ball.
Looks like a lucky
Hey,
call.
we'll take it.
Yeah.
Still, nonetheless, that was a senseless pass. I mean, whether it was going to no one. I mean, I think we've only seen the Spartans get across the half court like twice with the ball.
All right, here we go.
And there's Creel with a dunk.
Firing the fans back up, bringing it back to single digits.
It's still 11.
Oh, it's 11. Nope. And it's just right back.
Right back to 13.
Yep.
Makes it a 51-38 game.
Oh.
And lucky, dangerous pass. There's Barnes.
And that's a hard foul. And Barnes will go to the line for 2.
It's a hard foul on number 23, Tyler Cochran.
It's going to be his first.
This is where your free throws are going to mean a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure out some way to score points, and obviously to score points without taking time off the clock is the best way to do it.
Let's see if the freshman can make these 3 throws. Yeah. I think if he makes the second 3 throw, it'll be pretty big.
He looked pretty cool at the foul line.
Definitely fix it up from our last home game against Oswego East. I think Evan Lee was the only one that made 2 3 throws. Or he made both of his 3 throws, I should say.
There's the freshman, cool and collect. Back down to an 11-point lead.
I think the Spartans, it is vital for them to get a stop here. Try to bring it back down to a single digit.
Oh, there's a
turnover.
By Barnes.
Over to Dantier, back out to Heckard.
You know, it was almost another bad pass. Dantier almost overran. Yeah, he was not looking. It was a good look. And
there's a
turnover.
They're
going to call a foul.
They called a foul. Okay.
Into the back, yep.
And I definitely see that. I think it would have went either way if it wasn't called or was called. Again, that's another kind of ref's discretion, but I definitely do think that was a foul.
And you know what's starting to become a play here is all the big men for Bolingbrook are starting to get in foul trouble here. Sirocco's got 3, I think. Ratcliffe has got 3. They've got now number 40 in there, Burford.
That's definitely something that could
Eddie
play
Creel
a part as the
wide
game
open
goes
for 3,
on.
and he's going to miss it. Dantier just could not grab the rebound, jumped a little too early. There's Cochran for a wide open 3.
And he nails it. 54-40 lead for the Spartans. They jump back into that full court. Or for the Raiders, excuse me. They jump into that full court press.
There's DeAndre. Answers
right
back.
That's what you need when that happens. Now we need to stiffen up here on defense. Almost a bad pass. Cochran.
Kind of a
rebound by.
There's a scramble for the ball, and it's going to belong to the Raiders.
Kind of a heat check there for Cochran. He was pretty far out behind that line.
About a 40-yarder, if you ask me.
He's feeling it.
Our measure expert, Mr. Weisek, up here, 40 yards.
Not even feet in this one.
He's still in football season.
Oh, and they're going to call an offensive foul even before they inbound the ball.
moving pick.
No, it looks like they were just kind of pushing each other around. And
23, yep, Cochran's going to get it. That's going to be his second foul. If you take a look, Bolingbrook's starting to get into some early foul trouble.
That's their 15th foul.
Romeoville has 1 team foul, so we have that in our favor right now. Still an 11-point game. Spartans on offense, seeing if we can bring it down to a single-point game.
We need to get Creel back into our offense here.
There's into Dante, but not paying attention. That's
a nice up and under right there by number 1.
You know, I think that's a lack of communication on offense, not telling them that Yosefu is right by Dante to steal the ball.
And I think Yosefu over here,
there is an injury.
But anyways.
Oh, he is.
We're minute 50 to go here. Bolingbrook's got a 13-point lead. How do we get back into this?
Well, it's one possession at a time. You know, I mean, you can't look at it like you're down by 13. You just have to play sound defense every possession and then turn around and have a good offensive possession and, you know, obviously try to put the ball in the hoop. You know, that's, you know, what we got to do more than anything else. But it's taking care of the ball. You know, if we do a better job taking care of the ball, we'll have those opportunities to put the ball in the hoop. And we'll see how that changes the dynamic as the point guard for Bolingbrook goes out.
If you ask me, we give the ball to Heckard. We tell Heckard and Creel to drive through the lane hard with them having 16 fouls. Put them at the line.
Yeah.
That and their tallest guy out there right now is Burford, and he's listed at 6'3". And we've got Dante out there who's 6'7". He's listed as 6'7", so there's
definitely have to take advantage of that height.
We tried to, and Burford poked it right out in between his arms from the pass in. Looks like Myrick's going to check in for number 4.
And it looks like there's a...
Might just be a little bit of blood or some spray.
I'm going to say that that's probably
scab.
what it was.
Throw it out to Dante. See if the Spartans can come up with something. 56-43 game, down by 13. Creel to a pass
turnover.
to...
Oh, and we actually helped that in, it looked like.
I'm surprised they still didn't call offensive
goaltending.
Yeah. That's, I think, twice now where that is a missed call.
So with 90 seconds remaining, yeah, you're right, 58-43.
And, right into Dante.
And there's a dunk by Dante.
And they're going to call a technical
You
foul.
just can't do that. You got to be smart. You got to be smart.
And that, I mean, you cannot hang on the rim. That is a strict rule that you can dunk, but you can't hang on the rim. It's the same as college.
Unless you're going to land on somebody.
Unless there's a man.
But there was nobody around him.
Unless there's someone under him.
So that's Cochran going to the line.
And right here, I mean, this can really come back to bite you. 2 free throws and a possession.
Yep.
Cochran's one of their best guys, so you got to expect he's going to make these 2.
Yeah, that's his 16th point tonight.
With a made 3 throw here, that'll make that a 15-point game. Possession to the Raiders.
Man, that just, it takes everything out of the air after a big play like that.
That's twice now it's happened to us. First we had Eddie slapping the backboard on a dunk and Dante hung.
Minute 15 left. 15-point lead for Bolingbrook.
That's
a double dribble.
Oh, travel.
Do they call double dribble anymore? Or do they just?
do.
I think they just call it.
Do they do the travel?
Yeah,
do they do this still?
Sometimes they do.
You don't see that very often.
Now here's
usually they'll just call it travel.
Why, as Bolingbrook, would you not keep the full court press up 15? Try to bury him. You've noticed it work. If they were beating it, maybe drop back.
Well, you don't have your
destined for 3.
Oh.
He's short.
Maybe it's because you don't have your top point guard in.
That's true.
And that is going to be off to the right, and they're out running.
And that's Heckard. Puts it up and in.
They're afraid to foul now. They're afraid to foul.
Heckard almost slipped there too, looks like, on that play.
Myrick was mad he didn't get the ball there.
It's going to cut it down to a 13-point deficit for the Spartans.
Approaching 30 seconds. We'll see if Bolingbrook tries to hold it for one last shot. It looks like that's what they're going to try to do.
It looks like the Spartans are really trying to get that ball.
See, here's another subjective thing. How close do you need to be before that count starts?
Yeah, we were talking about that last game, too.
It's going to be their ball. No.
Usually if you're within a step.
It looks like Clemens will check back in for Grant.
All right, so with 12 seconds remaining, there's Cochran.
You can't bite on those fakes.
And then he pulls up a 3, and that's off the mark. We'll see if we get one last shot in, and there's Creel down below to Heckert, up and in.
That's a smart move right there.
So as the third quarter comes to an end, Romeoville makes a nice bucket. It looked like there was a little confusion, but I guess everything's settled there. As Bolingbrook goes into the fourth quarter with an 11-point lead, 60-49 over the Spartans.
The Raiders head coach there was visibly upset with that last kind of sequence of plays. I don't think he liked how his defense left DeAndre wide open down there, which I don't think anyone would. But
that 4-minute spiel of turnover after turnover after turnover is why this is, that lead is the way it is.
Yeah, that was a 27-point third quarter by Bolingbrook. And they outscored us, by 10. So 27-17, and, that's why they had this 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter. So, only 8 minutes remaining. You still have plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's going to become more of a – you're going to have to start making some plays.
I wonder if we come out with a man-to-man full-court press, kind of like we did in that first quarter. I know it was chaotic, but at the same time, we had Bolingbrook kind of nervous as well, instead of giving him all the time to pull up.
Sure.
Then again, I don't really know if he tried to play a full-court press because we never made it really a bucket for us to kind of put it up there in the first
jump into that.
And if I were the Spartan offense, I would keep pushing it into the middle.
Oh yeah.
Get the foul calls, because the Spartans the Raiders have 16 fouls. So anything to get into that bonus real early.
Absolutely.
We need to get Whitaker, I think, in this game
and the next team foul will put the Spartans for a 1-and-1.
Come on, Whitaker, get on the board, buddy.
There it is, 4-3.
Very much needed for the Spartan offense. That'll make it an 8-point. That's the smallest deficit we've seen in a long time.
Hopefully that'll be the spark to get the Spartans going.
There's Cochran with the drive. He's going to have to pass it back out, and the Raiders are going to have to reset here. And there's another
big rebound by Johnson.
There's another offensive goaltending that was missed. I'm not complaining, certainly, if it's going in the Spartans' favor, but that was another offensive goaltending that I think was missed.
Here's Whitaker.
Oh, in and out.
And
looks like.
Yep, Blakeney's going to check back in here.
And Cochran with the miss.
And we got to rebound that. That's 3 opportunities.
And that's number 3. Caleb Thornton up and in.
Oh, and Eddie looks
limping a little bit off the court.
Yep. I think he'll be all fine. Looks like a calf cramp. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
So we got a 10-point lead here. Still going with Heckert and Whitaker as
I think very
here.
quietly we've seen DeAndre scored 13 points. And we've been talking about how Creel's had 14, but DeAndre's
been stuck on that number. Yep. Blakeney back in here after a much-needed rest.
There's Dante with the pull-up.
Off the mark. Try to get a big rebound. Oh, nice job by Whitaker. Over to Salter to Blakeney for 3.
Just not dropping.
Cochran comes away with the ball. And that is a nice pass over to number 3, Caleb Thornton.
And we left that lane wide. I mean, that paint was wide open for the Raiders.
So the Raiders back up by 12. Salter with the ball.
He's going to call for
a
travel.
trap. Yep.
When it rains, it pours, it seems like.
So at about the 6-minute mark, we've got the Bolingbrook Raiders up 64-52 on your Romeoville Spartans. It's a 12-point deficit.
I'd like to see what we're shooting field goal percentage-wise, to be honest with you. We need someone doing stats. We got to hire people for that. Cochran with the drive.
And
he's going to get the
Oh,
out of bounds, but we got a rebound.
And we again,
Bolingbrook comes away with it.
that paint was left wide open for Cochran.
And Cochran drives
Oh,
the
that's
lane
gonna
once
be a
again, and that's
charge,
going to be
yep.
an offensive foul. That's going to be his third.
That's a tough call because it looked like Blakeney was kind of moving, but I think the elbow to the chest there kind of set it for Cochran. So that should be shooting, no?
He should be
No, not on an offensive foul.
not on.
Really?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that on all levels? College and
There's
Heckard with
Heckard.
the pull-up. There we go. 10-point lead, 5 minutes to go. We need to get a couple stops here and a couple possessions in a row to get this crowd right back into it. Force Bolingbrook to call a timeout. Oh, that's going to be a foul, yep.
And I don't think it's the Spartan. I mean, we've had some problems scoring, but I think the bigger thing we have to do is stop them from scoring. You know, we can score as a team pretty easily if we're able to move the ball around, draw a foul. You know, since now they're going to be in the bonus. I mean, we're going to be at a 1-and-1 in this next foul. So it's stopping them on the defensive end.
This is where games are won, right here at the line.
There's a made 3 throw by Thornton. He's going to put that lead up to 11 for the Raiders, 65-54.
So Cochran's going to go out. And I'm not sure who came in. I think it's, number 1 here. Yusufu's coming back in.
And Eddie Creel's checked back in for Blakeney.
So we got Heckard bringing the ball up the court. 5 minutes remaining.
There's Dante. His foot is on the line. That is a 2.
That's a very long 2, but up and in. Nice shot by Dante.
21.5 feet, almost the 22 for the three-pointer.
Make it a 10-point game.
And Myrick with the turnover. That's what you need right now. Now we need a big play right here.
Yeah, possessions are critical now.
Yeah, if we can cut this down to a single, usually within the
Nice
four-
move,
With
Heckard.
4 minutes.
Oh, you can't do that, though.
And there's Yasufu
with a little pull-up
up and in.
jumper.
Like you said, possessions are key right now. Drive to the basket, get a foul.
And there's Salter for 3.
An interesting pull-up 3 by Salters. It kind of looked like he was a one-handed.
Yep. Oh, they're just making everything right now. 70-56, Bolingbrook with the lead. That's going to be a foul, which will put Creel at the line here, which you said, 3 points without the clock moving is big. Especially when Bolingbrook's in the when Romeo's in the bonus.
Absolutely. So Creel with 14 points tonight.
He's been silent this half. I think he ended the first half with 12 or 14.
Yeah, he did. He had 12 points in the first half. So it looked like a 1-and-1. And Creel makes the first of 2. Second shot up and in.
Make it a 12-point. Cut it down to 12-point deficit for the Spartans.
So halfway through, you got a 12-point mountain to climb still.
If you're Bolingbrook, you're playing the clock. You know, no need to force anything. If you got a good shot, take it. But the Spartans are going to be the ones that have to press, and that's going to be a foul on Eddie Creel.
4 straight baskets that they've made right there.
And that's going to send Jordan Myrick to the line. And that shot is up and in.
Bringing it back to a 15-point deficit here for the Spartans.
So Eddie Creel just can't connect, and that's off of the Raiders. So the Spartans will maintain possession.
With turnovers and all that. You know, turning over the ball, not being able to make a shot outside the paint when they're not dropping for you.
So Whitaker trying to drive the lane.
Going to go to the line for 1-1. Is it on the 10th foul or 11th foul they go into the double bonus?
10th.
Oh, and
Whitaker off the mark. Rebound by Cochran. Over to Yesufu.
And we are just
so he's going to go to the line.
With 3 minutes left, it almost looks like we kind of just gave up on that fast break. Whitaker kind of was still mad at his free throw, just tried to poke it away instead of getting back on defense. Starting to see a lot of fans starting to pack up early.
Joseph puts it up and in. That's his 9th point tonight. And 10th. So 75-58 with 3 minutes remaining.
This is a
DeAndre pulling for 3.
Nope. He can't rebound. And here comes probably a stamp on the night with Cochran. And that's going to be a timeout here by Howard with a 19-point lead with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the game. Well, good time than ever now to kind of mention a big shout out to Mr. Randich, who put all this together today, and his students. Everything you see and hear is pretty much ran by your students here at RHS. Also kind of want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Ats and Nice Pizza. Always generous to the RHS Spartan family. So anytime you're hungry, call them up here in Romeoville.
And the Spartans got a back-to-back, because tomorrow they play host to Plainfield North. So they got to turn around and play an SPC foe. That's unusual. That's something you don't see too often in high school basketball, back-to-back.
Well, this game was moved, wasn't it? This was supposed to be Tuesday, or was this always Wednesday and we just moved
It was always
sophomores?
Wednesday.
Okay, so we just moved the sophomores down.
I think we moved the sophomores over just because of how many people were coming
with
to
the
this
crowd
game
and all that stuff.
Having to sell tickets, and there's the ball. Salters with a pull-up jump shot.
And there's a big board. So it was kicked out of bounds, but ball will remain with the Raiders. And that's an offensive foul. Looked like a little bit of a push off as he was driving the lane.
Well, folks, our next broadcast up here, Sam and I will be up here tomorrow with the Plainfield North. Railstep's going to take a breather, I believe. I think this is enough for one.
To be back to Mr. Stefanski tomorrow night.
You may not see me either, though. Don't count me in. I've got my first basketball practice I got to do, and I have to coach.
So who knows? It might just be me, and it is going to be Star Wars night for Mr. Stefanski and I. So we will be in our Star Wars gear. Don't worry, I will also have my nice Christmas blazer still on.
At midnight tomorrow.
Yep. Huge Star Wars fan. I'm not sure about you guys.
I'm right with you.
I am a fan.
I will be watching the movie in the theaters.
And there is Yosefu again grabbing at that leg.
It's going to be interesting what the rankings come out after this week, but here's the thing, before they come out, I mean, it's early in the week. We've got Plainfield North, but then at the same time, we go down to Missouri and play that #3 team in the state of Missouri. So, I mean, it could be a nice, easy rebound game that, you know, this, you know, yeah, we lost to a team that's ranked below us, but at the same time, we can prove ourselves back in the rankings by defeating that team.
Plus, they are only 2 rankings below. I mean, a loss is a loss, and a loss to a lower-ranked team is what it is, but it's only 2.
I mean, when you think about it, like when you're in the top 10, it's almost like a coin flip every time you play them.
Sure.
And the best, I mean, like here, I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't really looked up. Maybe I should now, but with playoffs, is this kind of like football where you need to qualify for the playoffs, or is this like soccer where everybody's in?
Everybody is in.
So, I mean,
but it's a matter of where you're seeded and matchups and things like that.
So
it just
you got to
like
go
soccer.
through. Exactly.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not necessarily how you're starting. It's kind of how you finish the season. I mean, look at the NCAA tournament. You get a lot of these teams who just catch fire at the right time.
Yeah, and when all is said and done, both these teams are going to be very highly ranked going into the IHSA state playoffs. So, you know, either way, whoever won or whoever lost, you know, is going to be, it's going to have a very high seed.
For sure.
I think it's a good eye opener playing a good team like this. I think Coach Howard maybe, you know, sees full court press is one of our prompts, keeping the ball, you know what I mean, keeping our composure. So
sure, and it's a tough stretch. You know, we got three games this week, you know, against 3 quality opponents, and you know, we'll see where the chips fall by the end of the week. But you know, there's some adjustments that are going to have to be made. You know, and you know they'll be back.
So we got a line change here. Number 40, Porter.
Lon and Porter will be in. Number 34, Joseph Olinger. Number 33, Hunter Samoy. Number 35, Jonathan Perez. And number, let me find it here. Number 32, Connor Pitcher, all come in.
And for Bolingbrook, another line change as well. It's kind of like what I do in soccer sometimes. I sub 4 or 5 people at once.
There you go.
We got number 12, who I don't even have on the roster. But then again, this roster wasn't even correct the first time we had. It seemed like we had a whole bunch of changes.
So we got a whole host of Raiders.
Exactly.
For the last minute and 25. And there's a turnover. And that's a bucket by the Raiders.
Number 30, Akena Okiki.
A nice little put in there by number 34, Olinger. Bolingbrook kind of forgot that somebody needed to stay back to get the inbounds there.
And that's going to be a travel. Yep.
Well, with 43 seconds to go, Bolingbrook leads 82 to our Spartans 63. Not kind of the outcome we wanted to see, especially after such a close first half.
Yeah, it was a very, very tight first half, you know, 33-32, and then the name of the game was turnovers. That third quarter, Bolingbrook just, with that full court pressure, and the Spartans, you know, for a few minutes unraveled a little bit, and the Raiders were able to capitalize and, you know, outscored us by 10 in the third, and you know, kind of continued that on and into the fourth, and you know they're gonna come away with a nice victory.
You got to be able to shoot better too. I mean, Whitaker was off, and he's normally our best three-point shooter. Creel got silent after the first quarter. I mean, you got to have Heckard, you got to have Creel, you got to have Whitaker all on the same page, you know, in order to have a successful game here. And Blakeney, he was almost non-existent today. We got to pause in the game because we have too many fans leaving the game at once here, so they're on the court.
Yeah, you got to player safety. You can't have fans on the court.
Tell you what, with this high profile of a game and the tensions between the two teams, I think our security and our deans and other teachers did a good job keeping us safe.
So that will end tonight's game with an 84-63 victory for the Raiders. And for your Spartans, they're going to get right back at it. You know, no time to sulk. You got to prepare and get ready for Plainfield North tomorrow night.
Yep. Well, with that being said, I mean, I think we said everything about what happened today. Like you said, Ralstead, name of the game was turnovers. You know, being able to make shots outside the paint. So we'll see how they rebound. Sam, anything else?
Nope.
Well said, Sam. Well said.
All right, Ralstead.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, and keep rooting your Spartans on, and be back at it tomorrow night against Plainfield North.
Yep. We'll see you then. Drive home. Well, actually, they're already home.
They're already
I think I'm talking to them here. Guys, have a great night.